Good day trader, this is Bokam from Deeppockets Forex. We'll be giving you our weekly Forex forecast. And remember guys, we predict the next move based on wave analysis. That's our main strategy here on YouTube. So guys, before we waste any time, let's jump into the weekly Forex forecast. This is NZDJPY on the 1 day time frame. And remember guys, we forecasted that after this drop, we'll be getting a corrective structure. And from here, we have price around here about a few weeks ago, and we forecasted that from this up move we'll be getting a corrective structure, then we'll be getting an up move breaking this previous high, and we got price moving up and then up to around this area. Reading how price was behaving around this area, we forecasted that we're expecting a corrective structure to complete here, and then we get an impulse move. We mentioned to you that an impulse move is supposed to break this previous high and also break this previous high slightly, and we had price about around this area this past week, around this area, and then we forecasted to you that now since price has broken this previous high as expected, we're expecting now a drop. Now all these predictions were based on wave analysis, and that's exactly what we got. As you can see, we're getting a drop breaking this previous low and around this area. Now as of now, we can focus to you that there might be a slight pullback here and then continue to the downside. This pullback, it can come in a form of just a pullback or a corrective structure like this. It can be small or it can be a bigger corrective structure and then getting a drop. But from this area, price is showing signs of a drop, and we're expecting a drop similar to this one. Even if we can have a corrective structure here, we're still expecting this drop to complete and break this previous low. Just like that. We'll be giving you updates on this on the coming weeks. We'll be giving you updates. Now let's go to the 4 hour and see what is happening there, how things look like. Okay, looking into this, we can focus the corrective structure here like this. We can expect that based on how price is behaving here, we can expect a corrective structure or maybe an up move like this, correction, up move, correction, up move like this. This is how the correction can start, and this will be our impulse, and this will be our corrective structure like this, like that, and then eventually would get a drop breaking all these previous lows. Now also we can just get just a slight corrective structure, then head drop. Our direction is to the downside based on this previous movement and reading price breaking this previous highs. Drop is expected. Let's go into the 1 hour time frame and see how things look. There's not much to share here, so let's just move on to the next pair. This is GBP USD guys, and for GBP USD, you all know that we've been predicting structure for you around this area. We focused at this drop here and we got that, and price has just been moving like this. And this previous week from here, we focused that we're expecting an up move here. But what we got here is an extension. As you can see, price was following the same pattern here, and then we got one more drop still following the same pattern as an extension, and then now from here we're starting to get something that looks like an up move that we're expecting here. Now this is on the 1 day. Let me just go to the 4 hour so that I can show you something here. 4 hour. Now guys, remember, we make this focus on a weekly basis, and price unfolds during the week. And most of you that depend only on our weekly forecasts, you may have some challenges during the week not knowing what's next, or maybe when there's a change of structure you might not know how to behave. Now guys, there's an opportunity for you to make contact and learn wave analysis. If you're interested, you can learn wave analysis, and you can also have the opportunity to consult during the week on what can happen as you are learning, as you are progressing through wave analysis, and as you are progressing through becoming an independent trader, predicting for yourself during the week and so on. Now before wasting any time, let's continue. Now this is on the 4 hour chart on GBP USD. As I said, there was an extended wave here. If you read price, you can see that we're getting something like this, and then we got we failed to break this previous low, but we continued lower. But this is the same pattern, as you can see, and then from here we broke all these previous lows. Now according to wave analysis, then we got an up move like this. This structure has not changed, it's just an advancing structure. As you look at this, this is a wedge, it's a wedge, and then this drop just made the wedge advance a little more and then got an impulse move like this. Now most of you here, these are the manipulations that I was talking about in the previous week when I shared with you, when I said I was exposing the structures of manipulation. Now look here, you see, since you guys were expecting an up move here, the forex market can just get a sudden drop like this, breaking all the previous lows against the move with the highest probability chance. Now as you can see, we then got a drop up to around this area. Now from this drop, some of you may say, oh, we broke this low here, so price now is expected to continue lower. Now that's wrong. That's wrong. This was only manipulation in a form of an extension, an extended wave, or an advancing wedge. And then after you're just getting this drop, breaking this previous lows, now most of you will be selling thinking that price is going down, selling with higher lot sizes, and then all of a sudden we move up again just to confuse you. So those are some of the manipulations in the forex market, and you need to be very careful about that. Now from here, what we're expecting is a pullback, a wave, either a pullback or just a corrective structure before proceeding up, because we've long focused that we're expecting that after the structure is completed, we're expecting an up move, and up move is expected to break all these previous lows, all these previous highs. It's expected to break all these previous highs before continuing up. And mind you, keep in mind, we focus at this structure from here, we focus at this corrective structure, this drop, we're focusing it step by step. This up move, after this correction, we focused at an up move, and then a drop, we focused it step by step this previous weeks. So right now, we are focusing a pullback or corrective structure, then price has to push up. Now that's for GBP USD. Now this is NZD USD, guys, on the 1 day time frame. Now look at this, we got a drop, and then we're getting something that looks like a wedge here. Mind you, this is an extension. You remember this past week we said that there's a expectation to get a corrective structure and move up based on wave analysis, but there were signs that there could be an extension here. As you can see, we got this drop here breaking this previous low. Now this is just an extended wave. We do get extended waves here and there in the forex market, and we've talked about those in the previous videos. Some of you who have been following this channel from way back, you know that those are things that we've talked about. We've explained them in the past. Now this might have been an extension, but my worry is how structure is building up here. This does not show that any time from now we could get an up move, unless we get a corrective structure, then an impulse move, then maybe get some kind of a pullback, not going lower than this. Then that's when maybe we can move up like this. So how structure is building up here, how we're getting this shows me that we might get one more drop and break this previous low, just one more drop, break this previous low, or we might get price moving like this, then get one more drop, breaking this previous low. It might be in the form of a spike, or maybe just price moving like this, and then that's when we can look for an up move. But keep in mind, this is a buyer zone here. It's a buyer zone. I'm just telling you that we might just expect something, a drop here, then move up. We're expecting an up move on NZD USD. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way. Let me go to the 1 hour and see what is happening there. Okay, we got this drop here. Be careful, we might get something like this, then drop like that. We might get something like that, maybe then corrective structure, then spike, then up like that. So keep in mind if you trade NZD USD. This is NZD CAD on a daily chart. Now we've been focusing to use this pair, guys. We've been focusing to use this pair. We focused at this impulse move up like this, and then this corrective structure here, we focused at that, and now we're starting to get an up move. Now let me not talk about this because it's not visible as of now it's not that visible on the 1 day. Let's focus on the bigger structure. On the bigger structure, we got this impulse move, we got down, we got up, we got down. This is a form of a corrective structure, so we're expecting this. There's a form of a corrective structure, so we're expecting a corrective structure to form here, then get a drop like this, and this would just add up to the bigger structure here, and then we get a drop breaking this previous low. Now that's on the 1 day chart. Let me just go lower and then try to show you here on a lower view. Now looking into things here, we got an impulse move, we got drop, correction, drop, correction, drop, like that, and then we're starting to move up like that. There's a chance here we might get a corrective structure like this, maybe even breaking this previous low here. Let me show you. Maybe even breaking this previous low here before heading up. It might be sideways move here and then move up, not breaking too much this previous highs. That's a possible structure that can take place. We'll have to observe how price behaves here to come up with that conclusion. I'm just telling you, there's a possibility, there's a high possibility we could get that. Another structure which you should be looking out for is a corrective structure like this and then up like this. So be careful for that. Be careful on that. This next week, if we get a corrective structure here, notice how price behaves. If we get move correctively, expect price to move up, maybe slightly break this previous high, just slightly. We're not expecting a huge move here, and then eventually get a drop similar to this drop here. This is USDJPY, guys, and for USDJPY, remember from here we talked about an up move. We said we're expecting an up move, and we say that the up move is expected to break this previous high, and even break this previous high all the way up. Now look at how price is moving. We got an impulse move here, and then we're just moving up slowly, and we're losing momentum here. This is a loss of momentum, so that's why you see we got a drop breaking this previous lows, but we're still expecting price to keep struggling all the way up, breaking this previous high. Even though we could get a pullback here, this can come like this: pullback, corrective structure, drop, corrective structure, drop, and then up move like that, So from here we've been expecting an up move all the way to around this area, and as you can see, we're just struggling all the way up. It's a struggle, but we're heading there. That's on USDJPY. We're expecting an up move, but there might be a little pullback, a little corrective structure there, and then carry on to the upside. This is CADJPY on a daily chart, and as you can see, guys, let's break down the overall structure. We got an impulse move, correction, up, and then we started to move down, correction, then drop. Now there's a wedge. As you look into this, there's a wedge structure here, and then getting a drop, breaking this previous low. In wave analysis, this is what's expected. After a wedge, we expect to break this previous low, and then we got a drop, and now we're starting to move correctively to the side. We're starting to move correctly to the side. So we're expecting price to carry on with this correction until it's completed, then get one more drop. We're focusing this drop based on how price is behaving at this moment. We can already predict a drop similar to this one here, up to around this area, breaking this previous low. That is what we can focus on CADJPY. We're expecting this correction to keep advancing and then get a drop. That's CADJPY. That's on the 1-day time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour and just break down structure for you, detailed. Drop, correction, drop, pullback, drop. Okay, so from here we could start to experience price moving like this, then get one more drop, breaking this previous low. That's what we can focus on the 1-hour view based on this current structure. Let's just look back and see what is most likely to happen based on what's taking place this side. Let's go back to the 1-day, 4-hour. We're expecting a corrective structure here based on this impulse, and then one more drop similar to this one. That's what we can focus on CADJPY. That's on the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 1-hour and see how things behave. There's a lot of movement here, there's a lot of volatility here, so we can't really share our opinion on the 1-hour. But 4-hour, we've shared. 1 day, we've shared the overall structure with you, that we're expecting price to continue the corrective structure, and based on what we saw on the 4-hour, this means that we might get a slight corrective structure here and then continue lower like this, getting similar movement to this one, corrective structure, then drop like that, and this would just add to the overall corrective structure like this, and then drop. If there's any changes, we'll update you on the next week. But remember, guys, we did highlight to you that if you really need some of this to understand how the market will behave or what the market is showing midweek, I would advise you to at least get training so that you're able to focus for yourself midweek, and even consult if you need to. So if you need to do that, there's contacts provided on the description of this video. Feel free to make contact, WhatsApp, email, whatsoever you are able to do, you can do that. So let's move on to the next pair. This is Euro USD, guys. Based on wave analysis, we got an impulse move. Look at how price is behaving. Then we got a sudden impulse move, and based on this movement, the movement that we're getting here, we can already focus an impulse move. These are wave analysis structures. We're focusing this based on wave analysis structures. So we're getting this, and then all of a sudden, we're getting price starting to move up here. So we can expect either an impulse move here. This is on the 1 day time frame. Let's go to the 4 hour and see clearly. Let's see clearly here. We got a corrective structure, drop, something that looks like an up move here, drop, breaking previous low, and then getting a drop like that, and then we're starting to move like sideways here. So based on this, we might get a corrective structure here, then get an impulse move, correction, impulse move, until we break this previous high. So you can expect that. So this corrective structure, it will depend if it can go deeper or it can just be a smaller one, but we can expect a corrective structure here, up, corrective structure, up, or even we can even just shoot up like that until we break this previous high like that. Maybe up, pull back, up like that until we break this previous high. The direction is up from this area. This is a movement predicted based on structure that is taking place here. We're expecting price to move up like that, up to around this area, breaking previous high here, and then eventually getting a big drop similar to this one here. That is based on wave analysis. This is AUDJPY, guys, and for your AUDJPY, let's focus the next move here. From here, drop, up, drop, corrective structure, drop. We're expecting price to give a corrective structure here, then one more drop. We're expecting a wave here that is expected to break this previous low. After this corrective structure is taken place, we're expecting this drop. This is according to wave analysis structures, wave analysis rules. We're expecting a corrective structure here, or a pullback, then drop to break this previous low. We're expecting this drop to break this previous low. Once we break this previous low, this structure might complete, and then we start to look for signs to the upside. Now let's go to the 4 hours so that we just read structure what is happening here, so that we give you details here. Drop, correction, drop. So expect something like this, a corrective structure similar to this one here, and then one more drop, breaking this previous low. That is what we can see on the 4 hour chart. So keep that in mind. On the 1 hour, let's just see there. On the 1 hour, there's not much to share, but what we shared on the 4 hour, keep that in mind. Corrective structure, then drop like that, just like that. Is GBP/JPY. Now guys, for GBP/JPY, we did mention to you this previous week. Let's go to the 1 day time frame so that I can show you. I did mention to you that be careful whenever we're expecting a drop like this, a big drop, spikes, because there's a big wave expected here. There's a big wave expected here. That is why we're getting these spikes. I did share with you this previous week that be careful, because whenever we're expecting a big wave, we usually get spikes to take everyone out as much as possible. That's why we got a spike here, and then price continue to move down, and then we're getting another spike just to make sure everyone is out, every buyer is out, you see, and to manipulate you to think that price is about to go to the upside. Then you act impulsively out of FOMO, then you decide to take a buy, and the moment you take a buy, what happens? Price starts to move according to the intended move. So around this area, don't be shocked when we get a corrective structure and then just move down, drop like that, huge drop like that. because this is what we're expecting according to structure in wave analysis. We're expecting a big drop here, and we've been talking about that from this area here. From this area, you've been talking about that drop. We say that we're expecting that drop, and it's expected soon, so be on the lookout for that. If you need to trade GBP, JPY, just be on the lookout for this drop here. Let's just go to the 4-hour and just look into the details of what is happening. Oh, now this is the spike. There's the spike that we just saw on the 1 day, and there's the spike we just saw on the 1 day. You see in the 4 when you look at things like this, the reason why we're focusing from the 1 day, we want to see it from a clear view higher, and then we shift down so that we're not deceived into thinking that price is continuing higher or price is continuing higher here. Now when we look into the 1 day, we're able to see that, oh, that was actually manipulation, just as we had expected. Manipulation, just as we had expected. Manipulation, just as we had expected. And this is called a peak formation. These are more signs that are stacking up to making us to believe that indeed price is about to head to the downside. Now when you stack these signs, combining them with the rest of the signs that you get from wave analysis and the rest of the signs that you can just read from the overall structure, you're able to predict at a higher level that indeed price is about to head down. So let's just be on the wait. Don't enter too early. Just be on the lookout for a drop here, and be careful. Make sure you don't just go into the market on a Monday and just sell just because Bokan said the price is expected to go down. No, take responsibility. Wait for the right time. If you do not know what to look for in order to look for a trade, seek for help, seek for advice. We're here to assist if you need that, but do not just wait for market open and then sell. No, that is your own fault if you try to do that. If you lose your money, that is on your own. So let's just move on to the next chart, and it should be the final chart. This is gold, just as I've been predicting this previous weeks. Guys, look at this. This is very interesting because after getting this, and I said when this structure is completed, we're expecting price to move up. Now we got down just to deceive most, to think that, oh, structure has changed. No, structure has not changed. That's why we're getting an up move like this. We're expecting this movement to break this high, just as expected. We focused it to you this previous weeks that we're expecting price to move up and break this previous high. And as you can see, we got up, there was a pullback, and then we're getting up again, just as expected. Let me just go to the 4-hour and just show you something. Why is this not loading? Okay. Looking at this from the 4-hour point of view, from here we said we're expecting an up move. We said an up move is expected to break this previous high. As long as this previous high has not been broken, we're still expecting an up move. No matter the pullback we can get. By the way, also here, how we got this drop, the structure communicated. Look at this. We got an impulse, and then we're moving like this. Look at this. Look at this. This was a sellout here. It was a sellout that price is about to drop. Price is about to drop. But since you don't know some of these things, you may have not noticed it. But when you are trained, when your eyes trained to see such things, you easily see them. You easily pick them. You got a drop. Look at this. And then drop. But eventually, it goes up again. Now, these are structures of wave analysis. And then we're starting to move up, breaking this previous high. So from here, we may get a pullback or a corrective structure, and then one more up like that. And also, if we get this is another structure, by the way. We have this as our impulse, and then look at this. We're starting to get a bigger corrective structure here, and then from here we can already tell that we're expecting a drop here, even after this movement is completed. Drop to the downside. Now anyway, let me not share much. Let me just close this. Let me just close this in a moment. Let me see the 1 hour, how it looks. I don't want to share much here. So let me just say that's all we have for this week. Please trade with care, and don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment if you are benefiting from our focus here. It really means a lot. And if you find this interesting, share with your friends, share with your family members, to check out our YouTube channel, and to subscribe as well. Thank you.